Hello everybody, it's Barbara, and we are about to review a Fashionable Legacy, the Violaine Perrin gift set. But before we even go there, I wanted to show you that IT has very recently changed the shipper. Instead of it now opening from the top, it's going to open from the side, like so, which makes it much easier to pull the doll out of the box. Voila! And voila! As you can see, Violaine not only comes with the suitcase that you saw that her sister Vanessa came in last year, and again, because the family likes the letter V, VP, Vanessa, Veronique, Violaine. But you also note over here, and I think you can see that, the NuFace logo. So it's joining the logos together, as well as giving us a flashback to the old Voyages luggage collection. There's a little bit of a protective sticker over the flap so it stays nice and clean. Let's go ahead and get a quick look at the lovely lady herself. That is, of course, Violaine. My first impression of the set, and I will say more about this, is it reminds me a lot of the Ginza Kiori set that came out many years ago. It was not part of the Voyages collection, but it was the tailoring of Violaine's jumpsuit really reminds me of that. And of course, back in the day, with Ginza, we would have gotten the story card, and we have the story card here too. So let's go ahead and debox her, and we will talk all about Violaine. And here is Violaine, brand spanking new, out of the box. Let's talk about her first. This complete look, and then I will, of course, go through everything. As I said, this reminds me a lot of the old Ginza Kiori. The face palette is the same. The pinstripe pattern on the pinstripe part of the suit, which is asymmetrical, sort of, it reminds me a lot of Ginza. The Ginza Kiori set was a play off of black and red. She had the pinstripe suit, and then she had, I think, red lingerie or a red gown. I don't remember completely at this moment, but this sort of puts it all together here. Now, what is the all together? The all together starts with, I'll come in a little bit closer. It has a pair of shorts. Obviously, you have the red and the black. Let me just turn up the light a little bit so you can perhaps see a little bit better. There we go. Has the red and the black, as I said. This is I'm not sure if this is a faux pocket or not, but it's not an easy pocket to get into on the left side in the pinstripes. No pockets in the back. It's going to close with hook and eye. Most of this ensemble does close with hook and eye. And this is a good time to talk about the seaming. If you see this seaming here, the black stitching, I kind of wondered about that. That's actually part of the material. It's not a real seam. And then you have this sort of faux ruffle on the left-hand side here. And I wasn't so sure about that either, frankly, because I get they want to be a little avant-garde, but it breaks up the faux seaming. You have it off. This faux seaming should be, in my humble opinion, this faux seaming should be right at the armpit, and because of the ruffle, it's not. Can you see it? Let me bring the camera in so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay. It also doesn't completely line up with the seaming that is there. So you have two sets of seaming and they don't quite line up with each other, and I'm not sure why that is happening. So I mean, I like the idea of doing the faux seaming on the jacket, but it ultimately just doesn't play. It doesn't quite work out the way they think it will. The jacket opens again with faux seaming. I'm sorry, with hook and eye. It is lined in black on the pinstripe side, lined in red on the red side, and the bikini top, or the part that is the jumpsuit, is going to match. The shorts and the top are going to match. So the red side stays red, the pinstripe side stays pinstripe, and as you can see, it is connected all together in the back with hook and eye. I'm going to say a little bit more about the hook and eye in a minute, because this is not the most successful they've ever been with hook and eye. These are the boots that come with the set. They go just above the knee. Mercifully, you don't have to lace them up. Leave the laces alone. Use the God-given zippers in the back. This is pleather, by the way, with stiletto heels and a black sole. It's a little tricky to get the boots on. You definitely want to be paying attention. Make sure that you do not stick the toe through the bottom of the boot. Let's go ahead now and take a look at her face. Her lashes are real. They are applied. The palette is neither black nor gray. It's like a mauve lavender at the lid. The upper lid is absolutely nothing. The lower lid is that mauve lavender. Her eyes are lined in black. Her eyes are blue. And the red lip is a matte to match the jacket and the bodysuit and the boots. And of course, as you can see, if I get the camera down, you'll see that the fingernails, as always, and trust me, the toes do too, match the lip. I'm going to put the camera down and point out one of the pieces of jewelry. You would think this is going to be a signet diamond. It is not. It is a signet solid silver. The earrings, which I will close up and show you in a second, have a little bit of an edge to them. A pointy there's like a tri-point to them just beyond the stud. That is the only pair of earrings you get with this set. The big ticket item for this set is the NuFace necklace. You're going to have to be extremely careful with it that you don't turn it into the NuFace ring for yourself. As usual, when it comes to an integrity necklace, the chain that will go around the neck comes off very easily. It did with me as I was trying to put it on. I still have the chain. I will try to put it together. I may not be terribly successful with that. But it is very nice. It's diamond. I would probably say for them it's faux platinum with diamond studs. The other jewelry-like accessories include sunglasses and a second necklace that is a diamond pendant. No, it is not coming out of the packaging. I am not taking any chances with that because I did promise this to someone, to be frank. Now, remember I said I was going to talk to you a little bit more about the hook and eye? This is the 90. And it totally fits with the ensemble. It's the right kind of black and red, the black base, the red polka dots, 2 layers of tulle. It's the black tulle base. Very nicely constructed. The problem is I can't see the hook and eye in the back to close this. I was looking at it very carefully, and the black is sewn in so well, I can't see the hook and eye to put it in. This is why I didn't put it on her. And of course, because we just can't get enough of these black panties from them, these will of course go with the baby doll. Again, it's very cute. I remember when it first came out, it was sort of like, it was maybe a little too cutesy, but it's the right kind of baby doll for an edgier lingerie look. And this is a playset, so it works. You're also supposed to wrap black cording around her neck. God bless you if you want to do that. And you get these very nice, which I will take them out. I'm not going to put them on. But you do get these very nice that sort of go with it if you think about it. These very nice strapped red shoes. This is, of course, going back to the whole, you have the lingerie, so you have the poofy slipper shoes. Except, again, these are stiletto heels, so you will kill someone. Now, here's the part where I'm like, why is this here? This is absolutely nothing to do with the rest of this ensemble, except for the fact that on the packaging, you do have that blue stripe in almost, it doesn't look Tiffany blue on the box, but it does look Tiffany blue here. So you have this nice sunglass case, or, otherwise luggage case, but it's blue, and on its own, it's fabulous. On its own, like everything, like all other luggage that IT does, it's fabulous. But you're going to open it, it's going to open like a book. You could put a pair of sunglasses in there or a phone. Again, like I said, fabulous. But what does it have to do with a black and red ensemble? Even with the silver tone, not quite sure why it's there. This, of course, is going to match the blue stripe of her luggage. And again, you have the VP. Now, remember that Vanessa's was the traditional cocoa brown of the Voyages collection. Violaine's is red to go with her ensemble. And a different kind of latching. You're going to have to, like a real suitcase, but not like the way IT has done it in the past. You have to open it very gently. And there's a little bit of Velcro here to do that. And you do have that beautiful black lining, the old school, throw your stockings back here. So those details are very retro. I would have expected to see them with something from Poppy, but because that's more Poppy's era. But again, this is very, and it's very retro, and I like that it's retro, but the modern luggage isn't like this anymore. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. I'm just saying that it's not like that anymore. But this is a nice piece. So it matches the whole ensemble. Obviously, this box does have that combination of the faux, let's just say LV, and you then also have the incorporation, instead of a W, you have the NuFace, or NV, the NF for NuFace, which is great. And again, here is the story card, and as you can see how that necklace and all of that comes together, if one was not a klutz like me. I'm not sure, I think really though, if I'm thinking about it, I put the baby doll just on its own with the slipper shoes and leave the jacket out of it. But that's me, and you know that I'm very neoclassical that way. So it's a very long story card, and I will read it because, that's how I roll. Violaine Perrin has led one of the most privileged lives in Paris. She is of royal blood, a descendant of the Perrins of Monaco. By the way, Perrin is not even close to the name of the royal family in Monaco. The Monaco royal family, believe it or not, if you believe in last names for them, the last name is Grimaldi, not Perrin. She's known as the beautiful youngest sister of the makeup mogul Veronique Perrin and famed model Vanessa Perrin. Interesting they're not mentioning the cousin Victor. Following in her older sister's footsteps, Violaine ascended to the top of the modeling world within months and has become one of the most sought-after models, though most of her formative years were in obscurity. But with all the fame and fortune, Violaine longed for her own spotlight and struggled to escape the shadow of both her big sisters. It was finally time to debut to the entire world who Violaine Perrin truly is, and what better way to do it for a Fashionable debut to the European elite hosting the family's annual Christmas charity ball. Guests rushed in and were quickly crowded the Perrin mansion as the Christmas ball was well underway. Anxious, Violaine excused herself to get some air. She opened the powder room door, but stopped abruptly as she heard voices inside. "I heard that she threw this party together all by herself," Carolyn Stone said as she fluffed her hair. "How hard is it to hang up Christmas decorations?" Dominique Makeda laughed. Imogen Lennox pushed her way up to the mirror with the girls. "I thought she lifted a bloody finger." Colette Deranger giggled. "Imogen, those parents don't work. They have others do the work for them. And Violaine, she took the underwear campaign right from under me," Imogen scowled. "She's right. It came out of nowhere," Colette nodded. Dominique rolled her eyes. "Gosh, this is such a fancy party," Caroline sighed, changing the subject delicately. "Now I know why my managers insisted that I come. I've never seen so many big names in one room. We sure aren't in Des Moines anymore. Hello." "Caroline Stone is from Des Moines. Isn't that kind of where Poppy Parker or somebody close to Poppy Parker is from?" The plot just thickened, ladies and gentlemen. Dominique reapplied her liquid lipstick and scoffed. "Nice detail. You earned your spot here, honey." Colette Deranger nodded in agreement as Imogen rolled her eyes. "At least you didn't have your sisters buy your career," Dominique huffed. Violaine stepped back from the door and whimpered as her eyes filled up with tears. She turned around and headed back to the party. "Be nice, you guys," Colette pleaded. "She can't help it she's a Perrin." The models laughed. Violaine hurried back to the gala, wiping a tear from her eyes. Veronique motioned for her to hurry over. "Where have you been?" Veronique whispered, as she took a sip from her martini. "There were so many people here that we need to introduce you to." Vanessa walked over and rubbed Violaine's shoulder as she pulled her sister aside. "Have you been crying?" Violaine shook her head. "I'm fine," she whispered. Veronique interrupted her sisters. "They want us to do a little speech, ladies. On y va." Violaine took a deep breath. "The other models, they're just—" "Don't let them, Violaine," Vanessa whispered as she squeezed her sister's hands. "Whatever's bothering you, we will handle it together." The crowd clapped as the three Perrin sisters stood at the bottom of the staircase. Veronique tapped her champagne glass for attention. "Thank you all for coming," she smiled. "Together this evening we've raised more than $500,000 for our charity." The guests applauded and cheered. "We owe all your generosity a round of applause." "And drinks," Vanessa exclaimed as she raised her champagne flute to the guests who were roaring with laughter. "And we also couldn't have done it without the help of our little sister who's been planning this event for the entire year." Veronique smiled as she pulled Violaine to the front. The charity ball guests cheered and applauded. "She's been out of the public eye for quite some time, but she's going to be taking more responsibility within the company and this foundation. Violaine Perrin, everyone!" Vanessa squeezed Violaine's hand and gave her a wink. The cheers lifted her spirits as Violaine began to blush. She shyly curtsied in her baby doll dress. "Oh, hell no, you do not wear this baby doll dress to a charity ball," and smiled at the cheering crowd. Lifting her champagne glass in the air, she narrowed her gaze at the NuFace model scowling at her from afar. "To a fabulous new year." She toasted her glass to the other girls and took a sip. It'll take more than a few jealous models to stop her from living her legacy. Okay, so let us unpack this, shall we? Problem number one. Again, very well made, very well tailored. You don't wear this to a charity ball, and you certainly don't wear this to a charity ball in Europe unless you are trying to make a scene, or it's the Met Gala, which we know this is not. Two, this came out around Christmas, which makes sense, because we knew that this is one of the Dolly Days dolls. And I think, you know, shipping aside, I think the Poppy Parker Ginger and Cinnamon set and this one were supposed to come in July and do that whole Christmas in July theme. They were about 15 days off. Welcome to the land of COVID. COVIDia, everything's up for grabs. But I'm very curious that they made, because I'm sure whoever wrote this story card spent a lot of time thinking about all the details. So the fact that they mentioned that Carolyn Stone is from Des Moines is very curious, because that puts her in the Midwest, which is where Poppy Parker is from. And we know that Tulabelle is not Tulabelle's real name. So I'm thinking we're about to find out that Carolyn Stone is also a relative of Tulabelle, and therefore also a relative of Poppy Parker. Now, you should know that only very occasionally do I get these plot twists right. I think the last time I got a plot twist right was the season finale of This Is Us, and I'm not terribly happy I got that plot twist right. So, do you get the lovely Violaine? You certainly do. I like this Violaine. I like her face. I like the face paint. I like her eyes. I like her hair. I like all of it. You would definitely get her. She has a lot of playability. There's a gentleness to her face that sort of falls between Vanessa and Veronique. Veronique being the sharper, Vanessa being a lot less sharper, and Violaine actually falls between the two. So I would definitely just get her for the face paint alone. The outfits are fun, and again, this, as I said, reminds me of Ginza Kiori. It's a great set. You will have to be, and listen to me again very carefully, people, be extremely careful with the NuFace necklace so it doesn't turn into the NuFace ring. But yeah, there is a whole lot of playability here, especially if you're an old school luggage collector like I am. So this, if you can find it for a reasonable price on the secondary market, go grab it. This is also the kind of playset where there's enough playability that if you can get the main pieces. You know, you can get the outfit, maybe not the boots, but you can get the outfit at a reasonable price, and you can get the baby doll dress at a reasonable price. And then you can just play around with whatever boots you want. But I would definitely look into scoring her. So for me and for Violaine, I'm Barbara, and I will see you in my next review, which is going to be the Ginger and Cinnamon Poppy Parker gift set. Everybody take care. Have a great August. Bye-bye.